something I've found very interesting about shoot shield level footy is you've got guys who are fringe Super Rugby players in your forward pack, and then you've got guys who are fresh out of Colts who might not be at the same standard, and you've got to put just as much effort into everyone to bring them up to the level required, because with the way injuries are these days, a third grader is one injury away from being in first grade.
Correct. Yeah.
So, that sort of brings a unique challenge where you're responsible for improving the high-end guys in the unit, but you've also got to bring the bottom guys up to standard and to really squeeze the juice out of them, for lack of a better way of saying it. How did you sort of balance the individual progression with the progression of the unit?
Well, I have principles that I follow. I have 6 principles in scrummaging, and they're non-negotiable for me, and they're very, very basic. Whether I'm coaching under 14s, 15s, or 16s, when I've done, I coached the Waratahs, I've coached the Reds, and did a bit of Wallaby stuff there as well. The principles don't change for me. They are the same thing. And if you can get those 6 principles and maintain those principles, then you're well on the way. Now, then you talk about bringing blokes up to standard. So if I have those 6 principles and I can get them through first grade, second grade, third grade, first grade Colts, second grade Colts, I'm a mile in front. And those principles don't change. The tactics change, but the principles don't. So, and they're very, very basic. And the kid, and whoever I've coached, kids to men, they can go away and they can practice these things in the mirror. So it's very important that those basics and those principles are followed. For me, for my coaching, if you can maintain those principles, then you're more than halfway there. You're 70% there. Do
you mind sharing what they are?
Yeah, so it just starts from the ground up. So your toes are pointing in the direction you want to go. Your toes are over your knees. Your hips are square and facing where you want to go. Your chest's out, shoulders flat, head flat. So they're very basic. It's a very basic thing. Of course, you've got to put meat around the bone, but they're the basic principles. But then you have other. Then you sort of step up then of becoming a scrum, and then I say there's pre, in, and after. So your pre-scrummaging stuff is you get your principles right, then you take a bind. So once you've taken that bind and everyone's on, that's your pre-stage. Your in stage is when you've taken you crouch over, and your speed across the space. There's a lot of meat on the bone there. It's just really basic stuff. Is your in stage, and then your after stage is after you've made that engagement. What are you doing? So if you can do your 6 principles plus those 3 stages, then you're 70 or 80% of the way of scrummaging. But of course, there's a lot of detail around that. But your main see after you've done that, your 3 things that are the most important are your feet, your hips, and your shoulders. They determine how you're going to go in that scrum.